everyone. My name is Alyssa Imes, and I am an instructional designer at Los Angeles Pacific University. For today, I am going to show off two of my favorite tools to use as an instructional designer that hopefully you can then use and turn into some training materials. So we're going to start off by using Canva. So if you would like to pull up Canva and create something as you follow along with the screen, that works out well. Or you can just follow along and watch me create. So we'll start off with Canva, and then we will transition into Notebook LM, which is an AI tool for podcasts. So we're going to jump right in, and I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to show Canva. We are going to create an infographic together. So for today, we will search training infographic. And if you're a beginner, this is going to be perfect for you. I'm not going to go into too much of a complicated infographic. So Canva is great because they have a lot of different templates for you to use. So I searched training infographic, and as you can see, there's training for puppies or training for sleep training. So this is a great place for you to start if you are new to creating infographics. As you are looking for your template, keep in mind as you hover over, you'll see here it has a crown and it says Pro. That is going to be for paid accounts. So for today, we are going to use a free template, which right here you can see there is no Pro or crown. So I'm going to click on this one, and we're going to customize it to what we need for today. We are going to make this infographic together. I'm going to make it very general. I'm going to make it on Los Angeles Pacific University just as a demonstration, but when you are making your infographic, you can make your training on whatever you feel is best. Alrighty. So for today, I'm going to change the title to Los Angeles Pacific University. Alrighty. And my goal today is to just make a general infographic on who LAPU is, and then we will make a podcast out of it. So you can either have a physical demonstration or you can have an audio demonstration for your training needs. All right, so we'll do Los Angeles Pacific University. I am also going to update the template. So here, I want to have a background information on LAPU for this first section. I am taking information from LAPU's website right now just so we can move through this fairly quickly, but LAPU is online, mobile friendly, and a Christian university, so that is what I'm adding here. And for this second step, I would like to add in that LAPU has different degree paths. So here we will add that. And we will add in just some basic information to explain the paths for students. Alrighty, this next section, I would love for students to know that LAPU has a supportive environment because we have success coaches to walk students through their entire educational journey from start to finish. Okay. Another area we can add is affordability. And again, this is just my simple way of explaining how to make an infographic in Canva, but you can personalize this to whatever your needs are. I'm going to show you some tips and tricks once we get a little bit of our information in. Alrighty, so for this one, I don't love the layout of it. So if you move up to this section where there's lines, it says alignment. You can click it until it looks just how you would like it. So I will do that. And for my last section, I would like just a general section for any information that's missing. And we'll put that here. Okay, so this is kind of the general information that I would like the infographic to have. Okay. So if we want to make it look a little nicer now, you can click on your titles, and I'm going to click on effects. And this is a fun way to just bring in some more color or make it look a little more engaging. So I will use the outline, but you can play with this and click on whatever looks best to you. I'm going to change the thickness of it, and I don't love that color, so I'm going to make it green just because. Okay, so something else that I would like to change is removing the graphics that came on the template, and I want to add in some different graphics that align with our graphic. So to do that, you'll click on elements on the side, and we will search for whatever we're looking for. So for background, I'm thinking we can do something that's Christian related, since that's a big aspect of LEPU. And once again, you'll see that we have crowns and pro. So if you are using a free account, you're going to want to make sure that you click some elements that do not have that pro or crown. So for this, we will use this cross, and we'll put it right here just to make it a little nicer looking. And then we have degree paths. So maybe here I want to say degree, and we'll see what pops up. We can use this grad cap. We'll put that here. And then for the supportive environment, I'm going to search support. And we will use this one for now. And I'm going to give you some tips and tricks on how to make these look better once we add them all in. For affordability, I'm going to search tuition. We'll use this one for now. All right. And then for general, I am going to look up university. And we can use, let's see, we need to find a free one. We'll use this one. Okay, we'll move it down here. Now the next thing that I would like to do is change the colors so it flows a little bit better. So I will change my background to be that green color just to match. And this is just for fun. So if I was actually making one for a training purpose, I would take a little bit more time on it. But for the time being, I just want to show you how to do it. So I am just clicking on the colors right up here. And let's see. Okay. So another tip and trick is, let's say you don't love the color of this heart. You can switch it. So up here, you'll see you have a different color palette. Maybe I want to switch my heart to white so it flows a little bit better. You can do that. And for this diploma, maybe I don't want it to be yellow. I want it to be white, just so it aligns better. So that is just some basic ways to make an infographic. So if you are a beginner and you need just some insight on how to start, I would recommend going in Canva, using a template, and then adjusting from there. So now we're going to move into the fun part, and we're going to use Notebook LM. So if you want to search Notebook LM and put in your infographic if you made one, you can do that now. To download your infographic, you'll go to Share, and then you'll press this download button. For the purpose of today, I created pretty much the same exact infographic, and I also put it into our Notebook LM. So let me pull this up for you. Okay, this is what Notebook LM looks like. So if you were to take your infographic and want to make it into a podcast, you would go to Notebook LM, create new. You would upload your source, which would be your infographic that you just downloaded. And it's going to start loading. On this far right side, it'll say deep dive conversation. You will then click generate, and it's going to make the podcast for you. I already did this just so we didn't have to wait around for it to load. So I'm going to pull that up for us. Okay, so this is it's the same infographic, all the same information, but I just created it earlier so it has different colors and designs. But information wise, it's the exact same. You can see it here.
Thinking about someone trying to balance.
Oops. Okay, I'm going to press play and you will be able to hear the podcast that was created. This is about 4.5 minutes long. So if you want to just sit back and listen to how Notebook LM took your infographic and created a podcast, we will do that. And then I'll wrap it up after.
Today, we're taking a look at Los Angeles Pacific University, LAPU for short.
Right. You send over some info on this one, an online Christian university.
Exactly. And our goal here is really just to unpack what they're offering, based on the materials we have, especially thinking about someone trying to balance, well, life and studies.
Yeah, dig into the key features, see what it might mean for someone in that situation. We're working from some excerpts they provided.
Okay, so first off, LAPU really leads with its identity. It's online, mobile-friendly, Christian, and specifically for busy adults.
Mm-hmm. That busy adults part seems central.
Totally. And they have this tagline, you no longer have to choose between having a life and earning your degree. That's quite a promise, isn't it?
It really is. It immediately flags that they understand the time constraints and pressures adult learners often face.
Yeah, that online and mobile thing isn't just tech. It's about embedding education into life.
Exactly. Not demanding you rearrange everything for education, but fitting it in. It's a different philosophy, sort of.
So what about the actual programs? The document mentions associate, bachelor's, and master's degrees.
Right. Various fields, though it doesn't list them specifically.
But having that range, associate, all the way to master's, suggests they're trying to cater to different points in someone's educational journey.
Definitely. Whether you're, starting out, finishing up a bachelor's, or aiming higher, it positions them as potentially quite versatile.
Something else that caught my eye was the support structure. Every student gets a personal success coach.
Ah, yes. That's interesting.
Yeah, especially if you're maybe a bit hesitant about online learning or just feeling overwhelmed by the idea of adding school back into the mix.
That kind of one-on-one guidance could be huge. Think about navigating the system, planning courses, staying motivated.
Right. It combats that feeling of maybe being isolated, which can happen online.
For sure. It's a proactive support element, not just reactive when there's a problem. That could really help people who, don't have loads of time to chase down answers.
Okay, let's shift to affordability. They state they're one of the most affordable online Christian universities.
Mm-hmm. Bold claim.
And they give specific numbers. $515 per undergraduate credit and $680 per graduate credit.
Okay, so having those numbers up front is helpful. It gives a concrete baseline.
Yeah, it suggests at least an awareness of cost being a barrier.
Especially in that private Christian university space online. Of course, you'd still need to check for fees and total program costs.
Good point. Always more to the story than just the per credit rate.
Always.
And then there's the learning structure itself. They use 8-week courses.
Right. That's a pretty common format for accelerated online programs.
How does that usually work out for students? More intense, maybe.
It can be. You cover the same material in less time, so it requires focus. But it also means you can, concentrate on fewer subjects at once and potentially finish faster.
And, crucially, accreditation. They mentioned WASC, Senior College and University Commission, WSCUC.
Yeah, WSCUC, that's a big one. Regional accreditation.
Why is that specifically important for someone looking at a university?
Well, it's basically a stamp of quality. It means the institution meets recognized academic standards. It impacts things like transferring credits or having your degree recognized by employers and other schools. It's fundamental, really.
Okay, so pulling it all together from this info, LAPU seems to be framing itself as flexible online Christian education.
Yep. aimed at busy adults, offering various degree levels.
With a focus on affordability, or at least relative affordability in its category, plus that success coach support.
And structured around those 8-week accredited courses.
It paints a pretty clear picture of their model.
It does, and it makes you think, doesn't it, about how higher education is shifting.
How so?
Well, just look at these features we discussed, the online delivery, the built-in support, the condensed courses. It's all geared towards non-traditional students, people with complex lives.
Right, it's adapting the structure to the student.
Exactly. So the final thought maybe is, how does this evolution change things? What kind of new doors does this open up for people who thought maybe higher ed wasn't feasible alongside work or family?
Yeah, what possibilities does this unlock for like lifelong learning or career changes down the line?
Definitely something worth mulling over as you weigh your options.
So that is Notebook LM. There are so many use cases for it. This is just one example of how you can use it. I love using it because it seems real, and if I was listening to that, I would now want to be an LAPU student. It makes you excited for whatever they're talking about. So I would encourage you to use it in some sort of way in your life, and we would love to hear more about it. That is all I have for today. So thank you all for joining in.